Welcome to Sweep Picking Master. You probably already know me. I'm Alfred Potter. I'm a lead progressive metal guitarist living in New Zealand. A few years ago, I made a beginner's tutorial on how to sweep pick, and immediately it had great reception. People loved it. And I had to think about why that was. And after having a look around at some similar videos, I realized that where other people just show off or gloss over all the technical details, I actually taught it, and I think people really valued that. So ever since then, I've been meaning to make a large course, not only with the fine details about technique, but also with creativity and licks and full passages. So that's what we've got here. Let me tell you all about my course. Let's just run through it. So this thing is massive. It took me so much time, so much effort. This is probably my second biggest body of work ever. Besides my album, of course. It is just gigantic. Every one of these is a video. So it's spread across 10 study modules. Look at it, there's just so much. Let's begin with Module 1. I'll tell you about that. So in Module 1, this is pretty much what I'm giving you already. So I'm telling you about who I am and what the course is, what it's about, what sweep picking is. And I run through the contents as well, which, as I said, that's what we're doing now. And then we get into ideal setup. So this is where I tell you about having low strings, having a high strap height, using the bridge pickup, practicing through headphones, those kind of tips and more, just to achieve your ideal setup. In mindset, it's a similar kind of approach, but we're talking more mentally. So how to remain enthusiastic, how to remain positive, how to remain motivated. It's all in there. These are great tips. Now, moving on to Module 2. This is where you'll learn my 5 rules of sweep picking that I've developed over all these years. So the motion, it's sweep picking with the arm, how to slant and rest the pick, how to transition cleanly between notes, fretting and muting, picking and muting, and then we end this module by getting you to use these 5 rules of sweep picking to play your very first sweep. So we go at a quite nice pace, I think you'll find. Okay, Module 3, 2-string sweep picking. We're getting into actually practicing sweeping now, so logically we're beginning with the smaller sweeps, which is 2-string sweeps. We begin with an introduction where I just tell you about sweep picking, and then we look at the motion in isolation. Let's take a look at this. So I pride myself on my teaching skill. It is everything to me. I need to be able to teach students so that they learn correctly the very first time. You can't have people burning incorrect techniques into their muscle memory. So look, I've got animations for all of these motions that you need to learn. I put a lot of time and effort into these. And skip ahead. So yeah, also different camera angles of me executing these techniques, these maneuvers, just so you can really see what I'm doing. Right. Yeah, and then we add the fretting hand. That's another video, and then we go into the common 2-string shapes. Nice bit of a rhythmic variation here with legato-less 2-string sweeping. And then we end the module with 3 licks using exclusively 2-string sweeping. Now these next few modules are very much the same format. So 3-string sweeping. 3-string sweep picking, we do very much the same thing. So I introduce you to it, take you through the motion in isolation with animations and explanations and different camera angles just to make sure you get it, adding the fretting hand. We've got some alternative 3-string sweeping methods which I think you'll enjoy. Yeah, closed 3-string, yeah, there we are, okay, closed 3-string shapes, the common shapes, and then again, as you can see, 3 licks using exclusively 3-string sweep pick this time. And so it carries on like this through 4-string sweep picking, same format, ending with licks. 5-string sweeping, same format, ending with licks. 6-string sweeping. At this point, you know, we kind of got the idea about the motion and adding the fretting hand. And in 6-string sweep picking, we look at the common shapes, and then we look at some of my favorite shapes, including custom shapes. So it's starting to get pretty interesting now. We look at position shifting, so horizontal 6-string sweeping. It's getting pretty creative. And then we end with 3 6-string arpeggio licks. Now this is where it really counts. How to be creative with your sweep picking, because the same old up and down arpeggios gets very tiresome, not only for you, but people who may listen to your music, watch your videos and so on. You need to get creative. So I teach you how to do that. So we look at upside down sweeps, which is one that no one ever talks about, but it's so important. It's so effective for creating creative sweep picking. And stack shapes, which I use so often. I love stack shapes. Chaining together inversions, so that it's a great way of moving about horizontally. Sequenced sweeps. That's how you can create these wonderful ear-catching, custom composed lines. Adding tap notes, because I know you want that. Everyone's always asking me about sweep tapping. Well, don't you worry, it's in here. And then the crown jewel of this module is the composing sweep passages. So this is where I teach you how to compose sweep passages, obviously. And I do this by reverse engineering right in front of you and breaking down one of my own sweep passages that you'll learn in Module 10. Module 9, this is where we really knuckle down and we get quite studious. This is where we look at practicing and troubleshooting. So this is where we'll address your weaknesses and your mistakes and we'll fix them. And we do this with metronome subdivisions, cycling starting points, my 4-rep system for perfection, which has never let me down, and it won't let you down either. Palm mute weighting, speed training, that's very important, and of course, once you've been speed training for a while and you hit that dreaded plateau, I do have strategies for that as well, plateau busting. Now here is the payoff, the reward for all of your hard work, Module 10. Here we have 10 full production sweep arpeggio passages. Now, let's just take a look. I'll just show you the contents. So, just pick one at random, number 6. So I tell you a little bit about it. There's the tab in Guitar Pro format and JPEG as well if you don't have Guitar Pro. And there are 2 backing tracks for each one of these. One is the full speed one, as you can see here, this is the 140 beats per minute. And then you've got a half speed one as well for you to practice over. Now, I forgot to mention, every time I do something, whether it's a lick or a sweep arpeggio passage study, you'll find not only the tabs down here in the download section, but also, if you're familiar with me and my work on YouTube, you'll know that I always put the tab on the screen so that you can study it along with me as I'm playing. So if this interests you, head on over to middlemastermind.com right now, click on Sweep Picking Master, and get this course. We've got a lovely entry, launch price going right now where it's half price, so go and get this right now. Thank you very much. I know you'll enjoy it.